Good morning, it's Saturday 5th of December 2015. This is Sylvia Shivamurthy and you're listening to the newspaper reviews on www.athavaneng.com. Let's now look at the news highlights from today's newspapers. The top headline in Daily Mirror says, Colombo Port City project to resume. China says sticking points being resolved. The Sri Lankan government has expressed its willingness to resume the suspended Colombo Port City project, the Chinese Foreign Minister said. South Asian Division Councillor and Director Sheng Feng told Sri Lankan journalists visiting China that the Chinese government welcomed the Sri Lankan government decision to resume the project. Another highlight says, those who shout now were silent during my regime. My government set the stage for reconciliation by developing infrastructure facilities in the north and east. Former President and Kurnagala District MP Mahinda Rajapaksa, who spoke in Parliament for the first time since his election as an MP, said yesterday that some who accuse his regime of wrongdoings remained silent at that time. Another highlight in the right corner says, SLHRC report on HNDA attack. Injured students should be compensated. Compensations recommended. Sasini Sandipani 25,000 rupees. 8 students who were hospitalized with injuries suffered during the attack 15,000 rupees. In its reports on the police assault on some higher national diploma in accountancy students during a protest in one place in October, the Sri Lanka Human Rights Commission yesterday recommended that the police should compensate those who were injured. And the highlight at the middle says, 9 women arrested for polluting Kalani River. 9 women were arrested by Paligoda Police Marine Division on charges of throwing garbage, wastewater and other effluent substances into the Kalani River. Police said those arrested were residents of Henamulla and Totalanga and the arrests were made during a raid carried out by the Marine Division. And the highlight at the bottom says, government to seek $1 billion from IMF, says Amunugama. A minimum of $1 billion will be sought out by the Sri Lankan government through standby arrangements with the International Monetary Fund to offset possible repercussions from the economic downturn in the West, Special Assignment Minister Sarath Amunugama said yesterday. This will be the first time that the consensual government is seeking financial assistance from a global lending agency. The SBA was previously approved by the IMF on July 24, 2009 for an amount equivalent to $2.56 billion or 400% of Sri Lanka's quota. Let's now move to the paper highlights in daily news. The top headline says, charges pertaining to financial irregularities. Nalaka Godahewa to be arrested. Police unable to locate SEC former chairman. Dhammika Pereira, Roni Ibrahim arrested under AG's instructions. The Police Financial Crimes Investigation Division is to arrest Nalaka Godahewa, former chairman of the Securities and Exchange Commission, under charges of pertaining to financial irregularities, authoritative police sources said. They also added that police could not locate the former SEC chairman's whereabouts to arrest him yesterday. Former President Mahinda Rajapaksa appointed Godahewa as SEC chairman in the mid-2012. He also served as the chairman of the Sri Lanka Tourism Board and the managing director of Sri Lanka Insurance. Meanwhile, the Police Financial Crimes Investigation Division also arrested 2 well-known figures among business circles under the same charges. Another highlight says, MR meets Prime Minister. Former President Mahinda Rajapaksa met Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe yesterday. The meeting took place after Rajapaksa sought a meeting with the Prime Minister, highly placed political sources said the Daily News. The meeting took place at the parliamentary complex, they further added. It was speculated that the meeting took place in the backdrop of JMR reports claiming former rugby player Wasim Tajuddin had been murdered. The JMR reports were presented to the court on Thursday. Another highlight says, 6-member committee to probe youth parliament activities. A A 6-member committee headed by Education Minister Akila Viraj Karyavasam was appointed by Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe yesterday to probe the activities of the Youth Parliament and recommend measures to be adopted by the government for the progress and welfare of the Sri Lankan youth generation. The other members of the committee are National Policy and Economic Affairs State Minister Niroshan Perera, Mahawali and Environmental Affairs Deputy Minister Anuradha Jayaratne, NYSC Chairman WGS Erandika, and the Speaker and the Prime Minister of the Youth Parliament. Another highlight which says, DNA report confirms exhumed skeletal remains as that of Tajuddin's. A DNA report submitted by the Genetic Institution confirmed yesterday that the skeletal remains exhumed on August 10th were those of former Havelocks captain Wasim Tajuddin. There's another highlight which says, if Sri Lankan housemaid faces death by stoning in Saudi, government should stop sending housemaids to Saudi Arabia, says Deputy Minister. Power and Sustainable Energy Deputy Minister Ajit Pereira told Parliament yesterday that measures should be taken to stop sending housemaids to Saudi Arabia if the Saudi Arabian government does not intervene to stop the killing of a Sri Lankan housemaid without respecting the point of view of the Sri Lankan government. The maid has been sentenced to death by stoning in Saudi Arabia. Let's now look at the paper highlights in Athavan today. Classified military documents leaked. Classified reports of a top security establishments were being leaked to various individuals even before the Minister of Defence received them, Chief Opposition Whip Anurakumar Dissanayake alleged in Parliament yesterday. The highlight at the middle says, politically explosive murder evidence on CCTV footage. CID to reveal it all in High Court. The CID is said to be in possession of CCTV footage of a serious and alarming nature which could also implicate some of the prominent politicians in the country in a murder that sent shockwaves throughout the nation in the recent past. And the highlight at the bottom says, UNHRC probe begins in January. The government has decided to set in motion by January 2016 the UNHRC proposed mechanism to probe war crimes which had allegedly been committed in the course of the 30-year war with the LTTE. Another highlight says, police assault on NHDA students, commission verdict soon against top cops. We brought you the paper highlights in today's newspapers and we'll be bringing back more tomorrow. Thank you.